everyone. So I have some plant chores that need to be done, and I thought I might as well have you guys come along with me on this journey. I have a pretty aggressive to-do list, so I have it here on my phone, and I have everything laid out on the table. I think everything. I usually always forget at least something, at least a few things. But right now I have one of my to-do list items is to pot up all of my Hoya Cumingiana Variegated. I had taken cuttings. So I'm basically gonna pot up these 3 into one pot. So I had taken cuttings from one, and you can see this mother plant is growing all white leaves now. But putting them all into one pot back together to get a bigger, fuller plant. Next on my to-do list is to get this Alocasia silver. I had gotten it at Home Depot, so it's in some pretty, like, not great soil. So I just want to repot it to get it in better soil, and to maybe get some little cormy boys off of him. And then additionally, I have a pink princess here that's on a pole. It's not too variegated. I mean, it's dark and it's pretty, but I have this guy who he's kind of getting close to the top of his pole. And then I have these other 2 pink princesses that are absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, have beautiful variegation, that are, you know, ready to be up potted or maybe added to a pole. I'm not sure. I might take cuttings of this guy to see. I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's going to be something happening there. Additionally, I have this little baby Jose Buono that I want to, he's in sphagnum moss, and he's been in sphagnum moss since I got him. So I want to get him in real soil and just check out his roots. And then I also would like to get some cuttings, take some cuttings of my Peperomia Beetle. It was cut onto a little cup. And then I would also like to, this is my Philodendron Verde Plowmanni. My Philodendron Verde Plowmanni. These guys are known to be, Plowmanni are known to be crawlers, but I'll try to get a better view of this, but I want to get him on a moss pole because it looks like he would be okay with climbing, so I'm going to get him on a moss pole. So that's a general overview, and we'll see how much we get done, and if we're feeling ambitious, if we want to try to get more done. So I'm going to just change the view really quick so you can kind of see better exactly what I'm doing, and clear the table because I don't need all of this as I'm working each task. Alrighty, so for the first task, we're going to be putting all these guys up into a pot together. These are Hoya Cumingiana Variegated. This was the mother plant, so as you can see, I cut it where it was most variegated here, and it did grow, give me a growth point from that side, but it's all white, so I'm hoping that by potting these all together, these other cuttings will be able to help this guy out a little bit. Now I'm thinking they'll all be able to fit into this terracotta pot, which is super, super cute, or within this black one, which is also pretty adorable. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I think I'm going to start with the one that probably has the largest root system. And I did water this guy earlier today, so his sphagnum moss and everything should hopefully be fairly easy to get off. I really need to get one of those, there's a specific name for it, but it's like a little, I'm accidentally, and maybe I'm being too rough. If you can see, I'm breaking off like some good root here. So I think I need to be maybe a little more gentle. I hate when that happens. There's a good amount of root I tore off, but what can you do, I guess, at this point? So with that, maybe this would be a better fit. I'm going to start here and then figure out if we do need to pot up or not. I'm fairly new to taking cuttings of Hoya and rooting them, so I could see roots on the side of the plastic, but I don't know how developed they are or aren't, so I'm very interested. I'll try to put up how long it's been that these guys have been rooting. There's that guy. Okay, this guy has a pretty good root system, actually. The root system's pretty good. And I love this like sun stress, like this pink, there we go. I don't know if it's picking up the pinky edges or sun stress on this top one, but super cute. And then we have another one from that. So these two guys don't have the best root system, but I think they'll be okay. And then let's pull from this guy. I love how easy it is to take these apart because they haven't been like super well established. They haven't been in there for too long. I didn't realize how fast Hoya root up. So there's that one, there's another one, and then the last one here, which does have some new growth on it. It does seem like there was one cutting in each of those that did better than the others. Although I will note that in the other one, it was the top cut that did better, so that to me makes sense. And there's a root system on that guy. I'm wondering if, I think this is going to be probably the better choice, this black one, because I just feel like the terracotta one is going to end up being like slightly too big. So I'm going to press with this one. There we go. And let's get these guys in here. So I'm going to start putting some soil in before I put in the cuttings with a less established root system. Okay, let's try putting these guys in now. Let's see how this works. I'm just trying to make sure none of the cuttings get buried. Like the leaves get buried. We want the soil to get buried, but not the leaves. We want them to be able to photosynthesize and not get soggy, get their leaves soggy, which will probably get soggy anyways, but. Combining a bunch of cuttings into a pot can be really tedious work. I think that's good enough. Oh, it looks so cute in here. Let me just arrange these babies a little better. Okay, I think that's good. Oh, it looks so cute in here. So I'm just gonna like kind of water in now. Okay, there we go. I think that's good. Oh, he looks so cute here. Yay. Fingers crossed they'll be happy and they'll love it. Let's next work on this Jose Buono. Getting him, I mean, he is doing pretty great. This newest leaf is just so pretty and gorgeous. The variegation on it seems to be staying pretty awesome. Like you can see there's a little half moon baby here. And it's staying pretty white. I mean, there are some yellowing baby leaves down here that I'll probably get rid of as I'm repotting it, but it seems to be in pretty good condition. The sphagnum moss is pretty dry, so I'm going to just wet it to help prep for it getting all the sphagnum off. I'm very curious to see what the root system looks like. It's been in here. I've had this plant, I can't remember how long it's been. At the very least, it's been a month. Whoa, that worked. That's one way to do it, I guess. It feels super spongy because it's so compact. So this is gonna probably take me a little longer because it is so compact, and I think the root system's a little bit more established. It's so satisfying when you can see like the shape of the pot, like see the 4 little squares right here. That means it's definitely root bound. I mean, all the roots look healthy, none of them look rotted. A lot of the times when I'm like transferring from one medium to the next, I like to use the same pot or the same pot size, but in this case, we might want to up pot because it's got a good amount of root. So to me, I feel like, I don't know if this seller tissue cultures at all or sells tissue cultured, you know, plant, like she buys them as little baby tissue cultured plants and then, you know, matures them a teeny bit and then sells them or not. But to me, this looks like it was maybe TC. Not that I care, but I mean, it's definitely not a cutting. It was either a pup off of a Jose Buono that she plucked off, or it's tissue cultured. That is my guess. Let's see, maybe he will be okay back in the same size pot. Yeah, I think he'll be okay in the same size pot. So same little pot. I'm gonna just like put a tiny bit of soil at the bottom. And then I'm gonna like start by getting the bottom of it in and then kind of do like this circle motion. That's what I found works pretty well for me. Okay, I think that's good enough. Let's go ahead and water this guy. And as I'm watering it, I'm cleaning off the leaves of the dirt. And like some of the baby leaves probably got a little bit like are covered, but it's gonna be hard to get it perfect. All right, there we go. Yay. And just wanted to show this leaf again. I think it's so gorgeous. What do I want to do next? I think I'm gonna do something easy, which is, in my opinion, taking cuttings of this Beetle Peperomia I have, which is so pretty and it's trailing, and I really love the way this looks as it's trailing. I have a really bushy plant already, but there is, you know, some room up here. It's a little bit bare where I could push, you know, push a couple more in, or do some trades potentially with people if anyone would be interested in getting this plant. I'll just cut this one. There are some like dead leaves in here I could prune while I'm in the depths. So I'm just grabbing one of the vines and I'm going as, you know, far back as I can see where there's still like a node for a new growth point. Also, I feel like when you cut a plant, it promotes, you know, growth. What is that? I don't know if that's like gonna be a bloom or what. Do you see, like right down in here? I don't know if that's gonna be a bloom or a flower or something, but it's pretty. If it is, I don't know. And there's like another one right here. I don't know. That would be really exciting. I don't know what the blooms look like on this, so I'm gonna look it up after this. So I'm left with these guys. And I'm gonna cut each node. I feel like the roots are gonna come like out of the node rather than like a Hoya out of the end, so maybe I should cut more in the middle. Alrighty, so I have a good amount of cuttings of those now. I have 1, 2, 15, 16, and 17, including the one I just dropped. So I'm gonna start a timer for 4 hours to let them callus over, and then I'll put them in like a prop box or something. Oh, I need to zoom out. So I'm just gonna start getting this guy out of the soil, and you can see there's a lot of like little pups and stuff, and there is variegation on this guy too. Like, look at this leaf right here. So maybe some of the corms will be variegated. All right, he looks like he has very happy roots. Let me show you. It's very crumbly. Ooh. A little bit root bound, not too bad. So I'm just gonna try to get as much off as possible and then try to collect corms. And I already see a corm. Like right here. There's a corm sticking out. There's 2 corms sticking out actually. Can you see them? I can already tell I don't think I'm gonna get all of my to-do list stuff done because I'm getting tired already. So right here, this is like a little baby corm with new growth on it. You can see, so I'm gonna kind of like dig and see if there's roots and like try to separate them from the mother plant. I love, like, one of my favorite things to do is like to go into a root bound Alocasia and just like go corm hunting, searching for corms. And honestly, I'm imagining there's probably a net on this guy. I got it from a big box store. I feel like the Alocasias always have a net. Okay, so here we go. Here's a very well developed little cormy. This guy just separated off. It's not my intention to separate all of the corms and babies off because I think it does look, you know, cute, like as a more full basket, but if they just naturally kind of fall off, then that's okay. This looks like it's like a dead, this looks like it was a corm, but it's super smushy, so I don't think it's dead. I think I feel a net. Yep, I see a net. Of course there's a net. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like this little cube that's left over is netted up. Oh, and there's a little cormy inside. There's another cormy inside. Wow, there's so many cormies. Oops. I think that was going to be a new leaf. Oh well. Here's another one. This one has a little bit of variegation on it. On this leaf right here. Another baby has a tiny speck of variegation on it. I'm trying to get the net off is what I'm trying to do, and as I'm doing that, it's separating a lot of the babies from the mama. Maybe I'll take these two off and then that'll be all I separate. So I got 2 more babies. And then I'm gonna try to keep the rest together as best as I'm able to. 4 plants with some like corms attached that are growing, have some new growth. Here it is, like the netting. Do you see it? That's what I was looking for. I knew it was still in there somewhere. Okay, so I think that's good enough then. So I'm just gonna use the exact same pot. And what I'm gonna do is I have 2 different types of soil. I have a super chunky mix and then I have a more like non-chunky mix. So I mix half parts of each. So half chunky, half non-chunky, I guess you would say. And then this is the other one that I use for like more succulent and cacti. So 1. And this is what I do for the Alocasia. I don't do this for all. I'm putting this guy in here. Okay, there we go, and I'm gonna water this guy in the sink. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through this old soil and try to pick out and figure out if there's any corms in here, because a lot of times they just fall off without me intentionally breaking them off. Packed soil. Okay, yeah, I don't think there's any, so I think it's just these ones. Let's see how many we got. So we have like more fully developed ones. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one I would say isn't as developed. So 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 corms. A couple of them aren't as developed, and I don't know if this is a corm or not. But this is more indicative of what like a corm that's not developed looks like. And you can see here, like on the more, like the one developed leaves, it still has that little cormy that's like this. So this will someday hopefully give off some leaves like this guy. So I'm gonna like put it in here, and I'm just not gonna fill it up all the way with soil. There, so I think that's okay. So there's one, and I'm just gonna kind of do that with the others as well. Oh, I just noticed this one has some really pretty variegation on it too. Like right here at the bottom. It's really pretty and subtle. These little cormies, I'm just gonna put like some soil. Then I'm just gonna get it damp. Normally I do this with sphagnum moss. I haven't done it with soil, but it should be okay. Famous last words. And then I'm gonna take the little corms that don't have roots yet, and I'm gonna pop them in. So I take the thicker, like this bottom part right here is gonna go in the soil, and this more like pokey part is gonna be towards the top. So that's, I think the roots come out of the thicker part, and the leaves will come out of the more pokey part. So I'm gonna put all 3 of those like unrooted boys in here. And then I'm gonna put a lid on this to keep it nice and humid for it. And then I think I will water all of these guys. Let me water this guy. Like, might as well just do this guy here. And the rest I'm gonna do in the sink. Alrighty, so the Alocasia silver dragons are all watered. And I cleaned up a little bit here, the area, because it was getting a little bit too messy and crowded. So I have the pink princess that's on a pole here, and I think what I've decided to do is I think I am going to chop and prop this guy, and I'm going to just chop at every node, but I'm going to keep it on the moss pole for, the moss pole's kind of a little bit damp, but I'm going to give it about maybe like 4 hours, give or take, for the cuttings to callus over, and then from there I'll pull them off and then pot them, maybe pot them back at the bottom here. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just get started. So I'll just start at the bottom, I guess. So I'm gonna start at the very bottom right here. Right there, right? Yeah. And then move my way up. Oop, that one's kind of coming off. I have a feeling this one's gonna pop off. You can see like this one has like those little fuzzy roots on the side from being like on the moss pole. So I don't want to keep these, like I don't want to let these dry out for 4 hours, so what I'll probably do is put charcoal on here and then get this guy in some media so his roots don't dry out. However, this one, these roots I think will be fine staying dried out for 4 hours. I'm going to have a lot of pink princess cuttings. Maybe this isn't going to work out as well as I had thought. Wow, that's so satisfying. Look at that. And look, I'm getting some of the juices from the pink princess. This isn't going exactly as I had planned, but that's okay. I really enjoy propagating pink princess because I feel like the variegation like you get back out is always really super random. And I don't know, it's like a nice fun surprise. So I might as well take all of them off so I don't have to do like double work. Oop. This one's tugging a little bit, so I'm going to just wet that spot a little more. There we go. That's a nice amount of root there. Then I just have one more cutting here. Oh, I think I kind of broke that root a little bit, but that's okay. Right here is where I broke it off. Okay, so this is what we're left with here at the bottom. And I'm thinking I'll just go ahead and squeeze. I'll do the, charcoal on these, and I'm going to squeeze them back into here. All right, here's some crushed up charcoal that I crushed up in the past. Just getting it all over my fingers, and I'm going to rub the ends here. And hope and pray for the best. This one's so pretty. So for like this one, I might keep it out of the pot because where this guy is in my cabinet, it doesn't get the best light. So for the ones that like look maybe like the stems or just the leaves are a little bit more promising, I might put those ones in a separate pot to put closer to the light. Because I do definitely notice a difference, at least when I propagate my pink princesses, the ones that have the light definitely, or have more light, like I do notice the better the variegation. And like for this guy, these ones that don't have any like fuzzy roots, I'm not gonna put them in. I'm gonna put these guys, I'm not putting them in back in here. I'll probably put them in water to root. So like this one, This one, probably just these two I'll put in water. So I'm just using a butter knife here. Probably not like the best method, but it's worked for me in the past, so just gotta be gentle. A little bit of new soil in here. Okay, so that's what we have here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like very like lightly water the top of the soil or sprinkle it because it's already like wet. I just want to like, the top layer seems a little too dry. So there we go. And then as they start getting growth points, I'll start like trying to get them attached to the pole, making sure they get attached to the pole. Should I separate them? Yeah, I think I'll keep them separate. And I mean, this isn't my first time propagating Pink Princess. I feel like they don't like to be propagated. They get a little bit fussy, but well, I've had overall success. I just noticed I wouldn't really say that they acclimate super quickly. It takes, at least in my experience, it's taken them a while. And I like to keep like part of the node like at least showing a little bit so I can see if it's getting kind of mushy. I don't like to completely bury it if possible. Sometimes it's just so hard to ensure that. So last thing is wanting to get this guy on a moss pole. So here, let me show you what I'm talking about here. I hope you guys can see that, but do you see it looks like he wants to climb. To me, it does not seem like he wants to crawl. It looks like he wants to climb. So I'm gonna give him what he wants. I want to keep him in this plastic container because I don't know, I feel like I don't trust these roots. I'm actually kind of really interested to see what it looks like in there. So this is my soil, but this was imported to me from Ecuador, USA, so not like a cross country, but see that? Those roots look healthy, like right there. I don't really want to break this up too much if I don't have to. I'm just trying to see if any of these roots are rotted, which I don't think they are. So I might need to like mess with it a little bit to get a moss pole to fit. I would like the moss pole to fit in here, but I have a feeling I might have a hard time getting the moss pole to fit in here and the plant. What do you guys think? Yeah, that's gonna be probably impossible, so that's not gonna happen. What about in here? I might be able to make it just work in here. Potentially, yeah, I think this would work. I just won't be able to see the roots. It's gonna be really cool if this does climb for me. Moment of truth. We're gonna probably have to do a little bit of wiggling, squeezing, and we're gonna have to break the root up a little bit. Sorry, baby. Just to be able to fit in here. Will that be enough? No. I mean, the roots on this look so much better than it did when I first got it. So I just don't like messing with it because I feel like it's gonna get so angry with me because it was so delicate. I feel like when I first got it. So you can see this is like the end of the cutting here. So it's a little bit, it is a little bit awkward. Now will that be enough? I think so. Oh my god, yay, I think it will be. There we go. Oh, it's perfect. So I'm just gonna try to take some of this existing soil that I broke off And put it in there. Get these roots to hug the pole a little bit closer to really encourage it. There we go. I think that'll work. Plant ends up like shifting and I want it to be straight. I know it's not going to be perfect, but I want it to be. And this is where I end up damaging new leaves or accidentally breaking off existing leaves. There, I think that's good. Looks better on one side, worse on the other. It'll straighten itself out, hopefully. Here we are. Ta-da! We got a Plowmanni on a moss pole. So I'm not going to water this right now because it was pretty damp already. So I'll leave it as is, and then maybe in a couple days I'll water it. But yeah, I'll try to show a close-up of these so you can see exactly what they look like. Okay, so I think it's been about 1 or 2 days. But I wanted to still film a little video to show you exactly what, like get a good view of the Plowmanni citrus on a moss pole, and I think it looks stunning. I think it looks so good on the moss pole, especially in this pot. I'm just very obsessed with it. Just to give another view of the side right here, but yeah, just a quick little view to show you guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video and I hope you have a great week. Bye.